He looked down at her left hand and saw the ring still there after all. The diamond was small, never meant for display, but Mara had polished the silver band with ash and wool until it caught light even in poor rooms. It sat now against skin gone pale and waxen, a plain promise surviving where flesh had not. Cale did not touch it at once. His hand hovered above hers, broad and scarred, blackened at the knuckles with soot. On campaign he had stripped signet rings from dead captains to prove a kill, cut purses from corpses before crows found them, done what war required and called it hardness. This was not hardness. This was theft from the only thing in the world he had ever meant to keep. He sank lower beside her, the boards cold through his knee.
You'd tell me not to leave it for scavengers.
He said, and the words sounded clumsy in the cramped dark. Mara had never liked waste, nor sentiment that kept a man from work. He could almost hear her answer, practical, dry, unimpressed by dramatics. The memory steadied him enough to reach. He took her hand in both of his, careful of the stiffness already setting in the fingers. The ring resisted. For one shameful instant he nearly left it there, because as long as it remained on her hand, some part of him could pretend he was only helping her with a task, not robbing the dead, not admitting that no warmth would return to her skin. At last he worked it free, slowly, twisting so he would not tear her. The diamond flashed once in the dimness, and was gone into his palm. He sat with it there, unable to close his fist. Mara's hand looked wrong without it, barer than any wound had made her. Cale swallowed, bent, and folded her fingers together over the broken hatchet haft, giving her back the only weapon she had left. It was a soldier's gesture, poor payment for a husband's absence, but it was what he had. When he rose, he slipped the ring inside his tunic beneath the cuirass, against his skin. The metal felt cold enough to burn. He took up his sword from the floor and stood a moment longer in the woodshed, forcing his breath into order. The village waited in ruin, and somewhere beyond it men still lived who had done this and gone on eating, sleeping, laughing by their fires. Cale looked back once more to the ghost of his previous life, then turned toward the door with murder settling in him where grief had been.